been 35 years, but we finally got it, the Ectoglowcopter in the Real Ghostbusters line. For those who don't know, back in 1991, in Wave 10, the final wave of the Real Ghostbusters, on the back of the card, you could see right here, the Ectoglowcopter was teased as a vehicle in the line. It was very close to hitting production at this time, and plans were, they had all the final samples and whatnot ready to go. But the plans were scrapped after the line started performing poorly. So we never actually got this vehicle released. That was clearly on the card, ready to go with this line. So Hasbro decided to pick up the mantle from Kenner and finally put this thing out exactly as was promised, including with the bomb dropping action and the glow-in-the-dark feature. So we finally got it. And they threw in a Ectoglow Tully, which was the 5th figure in the Ectoglow line that we also didn't get reissued with the other 4 last year. So we're rounding out our Ectoglow collection. Unfortunately, since you can tell from the packaging being super small, he's not going to be on an individual card back like all the other guys, where he's just going to be packed into the box here. I think I have it open. Maybe I could show you. So you're not going to get that card back like the other Ectoglow guys. You are going to get a fun little cutout in the back. But yeah, here we go. You can see how it's packaged in the box is essentially like this. So you will not be getting the the card back like we got with the other guys. You can see the ghost, the mask hopefully is over here. And then the vehicle, but no card back for Tully. So I knew when we saw this package, we weren't going to be quite sure how this would come, since the two of them were going to be packaged together. I kind of expected it to be like the Ectoglowcopter and then also a Tully, but they threw them in together. But it's cool nonetheless that we're finally getting this vehicle after 35 years, and we are rounding out our reissue of the Ectoglow Tully, because this was one of the hardest ones to get. Even though each one of those guys were really difficult, they're pretty rare. You're looking at 300 to 400, well, probably closer to 300 a figure, loose, complete, which is really hard to find because those masks were lost a lot, or $500 to $900 carded. And this guy would be one on the higher end, one of the more expensive ones, so even rarer to get a Tully. So it's nice to be able to, if you never got them, have them finish out your collection. So we're going to show the Ectoglowcopter finally, and we're going to compare this Tully to the original issue of Tully, just so you know it's a little different here between the two. If you're trying to pick them up, you don't want to get scammed now that this guy's out in the market. So we'll just show you where the differences are. So let's get into it. All right, here it is. Let's start with the copter because we've been waiting forever for that. Here it is. You can see it. The propeller blades will twirl while it is in motion here. It's got this like wicker lawn chair, kind of cobbled together look to it. The little control module here, the outboard engine motor on the back. Yeah, that's really what it's designed for. Now you can see on the package, they have a picture of these claws grabbing this ghost, but obviously he's not going to fit in there. The only other aspect of it is the bomb on the bottom, which kind of looks like it's got a motor blade on it. But yeah, I mean, finally getting this thing. I'm waiting 35 years to do this. Let's see. Here we go. And the bomb explodes. Awesome. Yeah, that is just amazing. So glad to finally have this. Snaps back into place, and it says Ecto on the back and the license plate. And then we'll show you the glow feature in just a moment. We want to check out the figure, but there we go. There's your Ectocopter, your Ectoglowcopter. Just amazing to finally have this. So simple, but if you were a fan of this line, you wanted this forever, and now we finally got it. Let's get to the figure. The figure, of course, has a ghost here, and it's what is it, Meanie Weenie. This initially came with Winston, I believe, in the Super Fright Features line. He was red translucent. We just recently did a review on that, so you can check that one out. And then we have our figure here, our Tully figure with his mask. And he has a different stream than the other guys. Trust me, each stream is unique. This is his correct stream. How do I know that? We have the original Tully. So I'll start by showing you the card backs. Unfortunately, we didn't get this awesome card back. So if you get a figure on this card back, you know it's authentic because they didn't issue one with this one. So you don't have to worry about that on the originals. And then, of course, you can see the Ectoglowcopter again right there on the back of the card. So let's start off with the ghost here. You can see there's a difference in color. I mean, it's a more solid. This is a little almost translucent like. It's more rubbery than this one. It's like a solid hard plastic. You can tell this is just a little bit more solid. And of course, it's going to have a stamp on here somewhere. I think for Columbia, it'll have some kind of, right here on the foot, it'll have that stamp. And this does not have any kind of lettering, any kind of stamp. So that's another way you could tell that this is the original. So it's the color. It's, you know, the way it's stamped. It's going to light up different when we'll show you the glow. You'll be able to tell the difference. It just glows a little bit differently. Same with the pack. So with all the new issuances of the pack, they have this round peg. It's completely round. All the originals had that split peg, which was the system for the all the packs, not just the Ectoglow line. So they had the split pack. You can see that the shape is just the same essentially for the stream, which it should be. Yeah. Getting to the mask, you can see the original mask here. These were more rubbery, a lot more flexible. These are a little bit more rigid, and you could see it's more defined. These are super thick. The lines here, these were more defined, like a finer pencil drew them or something. So that's another huge difference. And again, you could tell the difference in the color. This is a lighter color. This is more white. And then the figure, here we go, side by side. I guess the figure is pretty close. I want to say, except for the uniform is again darker white, than it's more of a pearl than this lighter white. The original Ectoglow figures. So that's consistent with all the figures. They were kind of just darker, the newer versions. This arm is almost see-through compared to this one. So that was another major difference between the two. And this is like a really nice carded, like fresh off the card example here. That we're doing another review on. The hair is a little less defined than the more modern counterpart too. And he had a circle hole originally, where he has a hexagonal hole on the new issue one. So yeah, there's another huge difference. You could just tell right off the bat is the way it was mounted right there. So those are all the big differences between the figures. But as you can see, they look pretty close. I mean, I'm not going to disparage it. It's a really nice, you know, copy of the original to be able to get this figure if you never had it. So we'll put their masks on here and we'll get them glowing so we can see what they look like. But this one should fit form. They were really tight on the new Ectoglow figures. It's very form-fitting. His head's very loose too. And then we'll get these packs. So the packs, again, if you want to put the stream out, you can put the stream out. I'm just going to put it on, mounted on him. So they should just kind of snap in. And I guess that's how the hexagonal system works, to give it so it doesn't spin. Whereas the original one, just kind of after you snapped it in place, just kind of stayed there. Yeah, it just kind of popped into that circle. There we go, just like that. You heard the snap. So that's really just how it kind of worked. So let's get this guy situated here, and then get the meanie weenie with him, and then the Ectoglowcopter. And I have a little, I'll get my little light, and we'll check it out right now. And we get our industrial black light on here, and you can see that these guys definitely light up. The original figures, they just got way brighter. I mean, look how the difference here between them side by side. He's like almost white in his glow, and he's a little more green. So whatever they used in the paint on the original figures, it came out completely different when these guys lit up. That's another way you could tell the original versus the reissues. It's just the way the paint is essentially on them. So yeah, let's get back to our new figure, because that's what we really are focused on here. So we have our Tully with the meanie weenie. We have our Ectoglowcopter. Let's get him in position there. You have to take the pack off, obviously, to use the copter. So once you get him on here, and you know, it's hard for, I guess you could get the hands up there. It might be, you might have to pull it a little bit toward him if you want to, but you could get that on there, and you could have him riding the Glow Copter with the meanie weenie there. So it looks awesome. I'm glad to finally get it in the line. It's got that payoff we were looking for. And he has the full glow spectrum that you'd expect with these ghosts. And he just pairs with your other ghosts as well. So he should look pretty cool with within the line, the Ectoglow line. So now we have the four guys. We have the Ectoglow Ecto. We have the Ectoglowcopter. And just released this week, we have the Ectoglow Ghost. So we'll be doing a review of those two. and then you can see the ever-expanding Ectoglow line. And they finally did it. We could finally finish our collection. This was so close to production and just didn't make it into that Wave 10. This ever-expanding Ectoglow line, love it. This was what was intended in Wave 10. They wanted to go big on glow. They started with the Busters, they had the Copter. It just never made it, but I'm sure they would have done more. Hasbro picked it up. They did the Ectoglow Ecto, which is cool to get another Ecto. They did these Ectoglow Ghosts that were never in the original line, which we'll take a look at soon in another review. And they brought the Ectoglowcopter back to life, not to mention reissued all the original Ectoglow figures. This one, like I said, very tough to get a hold of when you were a kid, and even more so right now in the secondary market. We'll be taking a look at him again when we get to Wave 10 of our Real Ghostbusters series. You can check that out. We're about to start Wave 8, so we have a lot more to get through. Much beloved line. Glad that we're finally finishing this, and we get this amazing copter, and we could finally do this after 35 years. Just very fulfilling to have our Ectoglowcopter. So we're looking out for more from Hasbro. The next up, after those ghosts, obviously, that are shipping now, are the Anniversary 2-pack we showed you at SDCC of Janine and Lewis, and they're called G1 suits. Janine and Lewis have been in pretty much almost every other line. Fright features, Super Fright features, Screaming Heroes, Power Pack Heroes, Slimed Heroes, Ectoglow, but they have never been in their just standard suits. They've always been in some gimmicky outfit. So we're finally getting them in the standard suit version. And then we have those ectoplasms that were teased at SDCC. There's going to be a ton of those. They gave us a little sample can during our interview with them. And you get 6 of them each can. Some of them are going to glow. Some of them are going to be multiple colors. Now you get the whole set. You don't have to go hunting for multiples of these. Which, you know, if you wanted to get the whole set, it's going to save you money. If you didn't want to get the whole set, it's going to cost you a lot more. So it kind of depends on your attitude toward collecting them. Maybe they'll release some singles in the future. I don't know. But for now, you can get the whole set. It's all on pre-order. It gives you the chance of getting those plasmas, which are one of the hardest things of collecting. We're still missing one ourselves after 35 years. And getting all the color variants of the plasmas. But yeah, very exciting time to be a Ghostbusters fan or a Real Ghostbusters fan. There's a lot more coming out, not just from Hasbro, from Mondo, so we'll be showing you those products as well. That's all for this time. Like, subscribe, and follow for more. See you guys next time.